Hi, Bruce McCulloch here. Welcome to my YouTube channel, whatever that is. Lately I've been having fun telling fans or viewers or interlopers, whatever you are, about some of the things that we create with Kids in the Hall and perhaps the stories behind them. And one of the scenes that people have asked about is something called Can I Keep Him? Which is what I would call our first businessman scene. Now, first of all, I'm going to explain why I'm obsessed with businessmen. When I went to Mount Royal College, I took business, and I thought it would be really fun and be interesting. We'd be talking about how to make money and, profit margins and things like that. And I found it ridiculous. It was filled with people saying ridiculous things. And I've noticed also the more people there are in a meeting, the less that gets done. And so I went to Mount Royal College at the same time, of course, that I found improv comedy, and I didn't do so well. In fact, I got 20%. Yeah, that's not great. You can't really build a secure future on 20%. 30 would be better. 50 would be okay. And apparently some people get as much as 90%. So anyway, I didn't do well. I sort of flamed out of business. I took journalism the next year. And somehow because of that, I became obsessed with businessmen. I would always walk around Mount Royal College. I would have my little briefcase and I wrote business stuff on it with a felt marker. And of course, I had no friends. It would just be like, who is that guy carrying a briefcase that says business stuff on the outside of it? And so because of that, I became obsessed with, how innocuous businessmen are, which came to Can I Keep Him? Which was our first of our many businessman sketches. And I thought as well, in business meetings, people don't really say anything. They just go, blah, 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 hugga, hugga. So that's how we started treating businessmen kind of like dumb creatures, just, and of course they were like dogs sniffing each other's bums. And I did love the idea that I could bring a pet home who was a businessman. And then, of course, the emotional thing that I would have to let him go because I didn't understand what it took to take care of a businessman. And of course, in a way, I didn't really understand what it took to succeed in business, which I guess is what I was talking about. And perhaps my favorite part of that sketch is when we were filming it, we were back in a tent, me and Kevin, and Scott would come out, and every take, his knees would crack. And he was a young man then. And Kevin and I would just sit there, we'd wait for it, then he'd bend down, crack, crack, crack. And so we shot the scene, and we kind of had to shoot around it. You could probably see us kind of almost starting to laugh in every take. But my favorite joke in that scene is that, of course, that I get to have a new pet, which is some oatmeal, which I think would be a wonderful pet. That is something I just told you about a little scene called Can I Keep Him?